as ourselves. And most of this is simply an illusion. And the idea is that the illusion will continue until you can see past it. But I would mention one of the things, though, when you're talking about like the chemical experiments, and of course people drop acid, they have all these religious experiences. You probably saw the meme on the internet. There's the famous one about why should I go to church when I can talk to God and it's only $5 a hit for acid. I think a religious experience, as they call it, and this is something they started using this term after, Aldous Huxley came along, the doors of perception and stuff like that. You can have this experience, but unless you have a way to channel it, unless you have a place to hang the hat of it on, in my experience, it tends to go nowhere much except solipsism, and it can very easily turn into a self-centered, egotistical kind of thing, which if you push it far enough, you can end up like Aleister Crowley. But I think that these are religious experiences that are taken out of the traditional context, because usually this is something that would happen to you through fasting, through prayer, through meditation, whatever is in your tradition. It usually has to do with making a great deal of effort, and your mind is usually focused on something like God or like heaven or like virtue and good things. It's channeled in that way, which is also supportive of the society. So just having a religious, the religious experience can be seen as, yes, a physical mental mechanism, if you like. You can recreate all kinds of things using electromagnetic pulses and microwaves and LSD.
Load the junk program.
Yeah, and I mean, I told you about that guy who was a former CIA operative that debunked that Antonio Villas-Boas UFO incident down in South America, where he had this whole incident of talking to aliens and having sex with an alien girl and seeing a ship and everything. The guy was there. He says, we sprayed him down with a drug. We took him, dragged him into a helicopter, stuck his head in a microwave machine, and he had these hallucinations, and we dumped him out again. This guy went to his dying day thinking that he'd been talking to space aliens.
What does the alien girl look like?
If I had sex with the alien,
she looked like a small girl who was slim and had, I think he said, almond-shaped eyes, and kind of.
So she's humanoid.
Yeah, humanoid. They were all humanoid, very human-looking. This was before they started pushing that gray alien propaganda that Whitley Strieber, however you pronounce his name, was. I think he was hired to do that because they were pushing that gray aliens, be scared of these things, gray aliens. Before that, it was usually what they called contactees. Someone would be, a saucer would come down, they'd tell you something like, hey, you guys have to stop having wars or you can't join the Galactic Federation. And I know guys that are still into that. But this was about the time when people started describing being captured, being treated like an animal in Wild Kingdom or something. And it seems to be connected to government experiments in taking these experiences and trying to weaponize them. So leave it to government, of course. They will always try to weaponize religion. Of course, I'm not going to go on about things like the Crusades or the jihads. And Bob is leaving us. Bob is leaving us. So sorry you have to go, Bob, but we all leaving you.
I'm
a lot of work to do.
I'm leaving the desktop too, but I'll rejoin from my phone.
Okay.
Oh, groovy.
Glad to have you here, Bob Dub. We appreciate you stopping by.
Take care, Bob.
Awesome chat. I'll see you again soon. Sorry, I haven't.
Later, Bob. We all understand. Bye, Bob. Talk to you later. Peace.
Yeah, this has actually turned out to be a really good talk because first of all, I had to get up and I had to go put my spaghetti in the refrigerator because I haven't eaten supper yet.
Ooh, spaghetti!
And by the time I left here, it went from religion to UFOs. And if
we're getting the CIA mind controlled now.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Like V.
V will shine now. V will shine now.
Dude, I mean,
well, you had that Cindy chick, right? I have such a headache this room.
Yeah.
That's everlasting right now, but I'm trying to work through this. There's some informant, a criminal explorer, who was a sex slave. Her name was Cindy. Apparently, like she kept getting abducted, but she comes to realize that these people with gray aliens were just like CIA guys, like
Raping her.
well, they had this mask on with chicken skin sprayed with silver paint over their heads.
Well, if there's some chick that's going to be fooled by a chicken head, I mean, come on, she's asking for. I'm sorry,
a radioactive chicken head.
That's what I was thinking when he started talking. Like it's gonna end up being something about the radioactive chicken heads.
Poor Mark, he's there. It's like, the intellectual level was so high at one point. We're down to the radioactive chicken heads in the CIA.
We're adding more.
I'm going to go to that kid.
Okay, now you guys were talking about something, and there's something that I've actually been doing a bit of research on, and when you get to the scientific side, there's also a theory, like everybody's talking about dimensions and stuff, and God. Now, there's something called speculative science that's out there, and if you guys get a chance, check that out because it'll blow your mind and it'll make you rethink things when it comes to dimensions and the Big Bang. Like, for one thing, there's the Big Bang versus the Big Bounce. And
the Big Bounce.
Okay.
Oh, you mean like Lizzo?
No, the Big Bounce is what it's called. And the theory...
Oh, not Lizzo.
Now the theory is actually called the Schwarzschild cosmology, okay? And this is very interesting. This is something that I've actually been researching in it, and it's made me question the whole purpose behind CERN, to be honest with you, because CERN, a lot of people don't realize it, but their big quest is to be able to replicate a black hole. Okay.
Nice.
And that's what they're ultimately wanting to be able to do. And this Schwarzschild cosmology, which is actually a theory that most scientific minded people who are actually in the field talks about the black hole and how it, like the rotation of galaxies and the rotation, their idea of what the rotation of the universe is, it seems to parallel one another. Okay. And they believe that that's because these universes and these galaxies are actually within a bigger black hole. And this gets so intense that what they're thinking is possibly more intelligent being, who we would call God, was able to create this galaxy that we are in. And at some point, what they first were supposed to have done was create some kind of biological intelligence that's able to regulate entropy and stuff like that, so that it could keep the universe that we're inside stable. But eventually, at some point, they cut that life support off, and that's when everything started getting hectic, and that's whenever we started gaining consciousness. You see what I mean? And this theory honestly says that. They honestly believe that, and they believe that is the way to go. Instead of trying to go out into the freaking galaxy and explore it with shuttles and stuff like that, we need to go the opposite direction, go smaller, try to create a galaxy or a universe within a black hole, and then transfer our consciousnesses all into this created galaxy or universe. And what that is supposed to do is it's supposed to slow down time to where we can escape the end of our universe, because eventually it's supposed to collapse in on itself and be destroyed. But we can actually slow that process down by putting ourselves within this black hole, which will slow our time down exponentially.
Can I just a layer on top of what you're saying?
Yeah, go ahead.
So there's a concept, and it's one of my favorite things I've ever come across on the internet because this is how I always thought about God. God looked like who God actually was, not just in concept, but even in physical form. And I came across a creepypasta story, and about someone that was taken up to heaven, and that had to have a special little angel over their shoulder to make sure that they follow the rules as they were going up the ranks of different realms of heaven, which they would be assigned a job. And the things that he's told he can and can't do become more and more terrifying the higher up that he ascends to his post. And you can't look at this object too long. You can't do you just it's weird rules. And then you get to the inner circle because each level is a circle, and then basically, he wants to know who God is, what's the highest form. They take this person, and it's basically a black hole that's being held down by chains of prayer, which there are these entities circling this black hole, giving it prayer nonstop, 24/7, for eternity. And so, yeah, so that's the kind of thing that and they did it to not as in praise, but because every being there feared it. It was a monster to be contained. So the hierarchy there wasn't really with God himself as a personified entity, but as a force of nature that the rest of existence had to coalesce around and learn to control in order to maintain their distance and everything else. Should be, right?
Right. Look at that, 10 arrived just in time.
I am just listening in. I'm in the car.
Oh, you got to go somewhere?
Yes.
I sit in my car anyway. I'm sitting in my car now, but I'm not going anywhere.
So, I mean, the implications there,
Yeah.
all creation comes out of the dark. That's in basically every religious and scientific conclusions that we've come across. There's reason for that. Because it just might be true, right? It's all about the emanation.
Yeah. I was sitting there having a conversation with you and didn't even realize I was muted.
Oh, wow. All right, Roger, what were all the things you were saying?
I was saying be careful with Tan's back. If he freaking hears you talking about this stuff, he's going to flip out and just start going Catholic on your ass.
Well, the Catholics...
No.
The Catholics,
he will. He's done it to me a few times. Man. He just, he will not. He will not put up with me doing that kind of stuff.
We don't have Gnostics today because the Catholics tried to actually killed them all and tried burning all the texts. Thank God they didn't burn all the texts.
Well, see, the interesting thing about the Gnostics, though, and when you look at it, you'll see a lot of Egyptian influence involved in it.
Coptic,
especially right around the Alexandria area when it comes to like
the Hermetic guys.
Yeah, the Hermetics and what was his name? Pythagoras.